On a group pace truck to the infield, ready to rock and roll off turn 4 for the first of 5 heat race for the TI-22 Performance Fast on Dirt Series to kick off the 42nd Annual Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Cole Macedo, Trey Jacobs gonna bring us to the green flag. Brandon Bliss looks him over, green out, heat race number 1. Bad start, so we'll rack them, stack them, and try this one again. Good start out of turn 4. Here we go, heat race number 1. That might have lit a fire under the 16 of Cole Macedo. Trey Jacobs with the lead down the backstretch. Sean Rahal, big slider. Crossover move in 3 and 4. He'll lead lap number 1 over Trey Jacobs, Cole Macedo, Caleb Henry, your top 4. Oh, there goes Sean Rahal off the high side of turns 1 and 2. He will stop, and that will bring out the caution flag. Once again, the Bauman Auto Group pace truck to the infield. The Truckworks of Ohio restart cone right in front of your flagman. Trey Jacobs out front, Cole Macedo in the second spot now. Caleb Henry third, and Bryce Lucius, your quick qualifier in that 4th and final transfer position. All he has to do is finish in the top 4 to be eligible for one of the dashes tonight. Trey Jacobs continues the lead. Cole Macedo goes to the top shelf in 3 and 4. Caleb Henry, Bryce Lucius. Behind him, Darren Nida, Nate Dussel, and Tyler Gunn duking it out for the 5th spot. Three laps across the stripe this time by. They'll see the cross flag signifying halfway home as they cross the start-finish line this lap by. Trey Jacobs lead just under a second over Cole Macedo, Caleb Henry, Bryce Lucius. Darren Knight is starting to reel in Bryce Lucius, a pair of teenagers in a battle for that final transfer spot. Behind them, Tyler Gunn, Nate Dussel, Mike Keegan, Cody Brewer, and Shelby Rankin. 2 to go, this time by. Last couple races here, a pair of 3rd place runs. Open the season with a 6th place finish, followed by a 4th place run. So 4 top 10 runs for Trey Jacobs at Attica Raceway Park this season. Here's that battle for the final transfer spot. Bryce Lucius, Darren Knight, and Tyler Gunn. Gunn, big run down the bottom of the racetrack. Checkered flag falls for Trey Jacobs. Cole Macedo holds off Caleb Henry for that 2nd spot. Bauman Auto Group pace truck to the infield. Ricky Peterson, TJ Michael at the chalk stripe. Yep. Ricky Peterson out front. What a move there for the 17 machine of Dylan Norris into the 2nd spot. Cap Henry on the move in the 33W. He started 8th in this one. He is up to 3rd in 1 lap. Cap Henry, the 33 is dialed in. He's looking for 2nd. TJ Michael in that 4th and final transfer spot. Tim Schaefer, Skylar G battling for 5th. Danny Dietrich, Stuart Brubaker side by side behind them. What a battle for the 5th spot. Cap Henry from 8th to 2nd, and he's not done. Right on the rear bumper of Ricky Peterson out of turn 4. Cross flags, 4 and 4 to go. There goes Cap Henry to the inside of Ricky Peterson to the lead. Defending Attica Raceway Park Track champion. Big puff of smoke out of the 2 of Ricky Peterson. The Cap Henry from 8th to 1st. Dylan Norris runs 3rd. The race is now shaping up for the final transfer spot. TJ Michael, the 19, has it. Here comes the Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Dylan Kingman off the high side of turn number 1 in the 7DK with 5 laps in. Cap Henry drops the hammer in turn 4. Here comes that race for the final transfer spot. TJ Micah puts some pressure, though, on Dylan Norris for 3rd. 2 to go for Cap Henry. Ricky Peterson, Dylan Norris, TJ Michael, Tim Schaefer. Norris, a good run on the 2 of Ricky Peterson. Side by side as they race to the white flag one more time around. Schaefer to the inside of TJ Michael for the final transfer. Dylan Norris into the 2nd spot. Can he hold on to it at the checkered flag? No. Auto Group pace struck the infield, the 3rd of 5 heat races. Set to go green, 8 laps, top 4 to the A. Winner and the fastest transfer to the dash redraw. Out of turn 4, green out. Zane DeVault got a win up at Butler Speedway in Quincy, Michigan, and 2 in one night. Look at that, 4 wide for that 4 spot down the backstretch. Holy moly, rock and rolling. Everybody hang on. DJ Foose, all kinds of sideways in turn 4. Zane DeVault leads lap 1. Over Henry Melquit. Here comes the 5AU of Brock Hallett into the 3rd spot. Zeth Sabo slicing and dicing into the 4th and final transfer spot. Chris Myers out front of this one. Good run for Henry Melquit so far in that 70 car with 2 laps in 2nd. Watch this race for 3rd, 4th. Brock Hallett, the Australian, has the 3rd spot. Zeth Sabo into the 4th and final transfer spot. He started 7th in this heat. He's into 3rd now. Look at the 29 of Howdy. Zeth Sabo on the move. Oh my goodness, look at Zeth Sabo. Again, he rolled off 7th in this heat. And he's into 2nd. That's 2 heats in a row. Cars coming deep in the heat race. In the transfer spots. Henry Melquit in the 3rd spot. Brock Hallett in that final transfer position. And Connor Morrell, who started in the 8th position up to 5th in the 28M. Henry Melquit in that 4th and final transfer spot. If he can maintain that to the checkered, he will be in the dash as the fastest transfer. White flag in the air, but he slips up in turns 3 and 4, opens the door for Connor Morrell, who can't get the pass done. Checkered flag for Zane DeVault. That presidential authority to send somebody back a row. He did it already. He could pardon somebody if he wanted to. Here we go. Looking. Green out for heat race number 4. Pitter patter, let them scatter into turns 1 and 2. Look at Creed coming on the bottom of the racetrack. Your fastest qualifier in this heat. Down to the bottom, challenging for 2nd as Greg Wilson leads the charge out of turn 4. Creed Kemenah 2nd, Cale Thomas 3rd. Casey Jetterzak that final transfer spot, but he's got the veteran Greg Mintz right on his rear bumper. Here comes Creed Kemenah racing down to the inside of Greg Wilson. Oh, look out, big wheel stand contact, broken front axle for the 23 of Cale Thomas. Green flag back out with a pair of laps in, 6 to go. Here comes Craig Mintz racing the inside of Casey Jennersek. He'll take the 3rd spot. Does he bring Larry Kingseed Jr. with him? Jennersek gets all crossed up in turns 3 and 4. Kingseed races to his inside for that final transfer spot. Flying out front though, it's been all Greg Wilson. The race is now for second. Creed Kemenow and 5th place starter Craig Mintz. Mintz takes a peek to the inside of Kemenow down the backstretch. Move Craig Mintz into that runner-up spot. Slider on Casey Jenners that can't make it stick for Larry Kingseed Jr. as they're duking it out for that final transfer position. White flag in the air out of turn 4 for the W20 of Greg Wilson. They touch in turns 3 and 4. Move Kingseed to the final transfer spot. Checkered flag for Greg Wilson. No, can't make it stick in 3 and 4. Danny Sam, Sterling Kling gonna bring him down to the green flag. Green out, here we go, side by side down the front stretch. Sterling Kling gonna get the lead. Here comes Emerson Axum. Look at Jordan Ryan, the catfish on the bottom. Jordan Ryan, a lot of second place runs in his career here at Attica Raceway Park. Maybe tonight's the night he gets that checkered flag. That elusive feature win at Attica. But it's Sterling Kling coming out of the non-wing sprint car ranks out front of this one, looking very impressive. The handful of times he's raced up here in north central Ohio. Emerson Axum in second. Jordan Ryan, Danny Sam's gonna spin in turns 1 and 2. He was in that 4th and final transfer spot. Oh, we got cars crashing in turns 1 and 2. Single file past that restart cone, green back out. Everybody goes to the bottom, except for Jake Hessen. He's going to try to rail the top. Sterling Kling, Emerson Axum pull away. Here comes Emerson Axum to the outside of Kling for the lead. 3-car battle for the 3rd spot. Brandon Spithaler to the inside of Jordan Ryan. And Tyler Street also involved in that one. Cross flags halfway home. We got a battle for the lead and for 3rd. Sterling Kling, Emerson Axum pull away. Jordan Ryan now is settled into that 3rd spot. Brandon Spithaler in the 4th and final transfer position. Emerson Axum stays with Sterling Kling in 1 and 2. A little bit better than Kling in 3 and 4. He's going to go to the cushion in turns 3 and 4. Big run out of turn 4. Crosses over for Emerson Axum. He'll go to the bottom now. Try to sneak under Sterling Kling for the lead out of turn 2. White flag in the air for Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling through turns 3 and 4. He'll take the heat race win. Jeff Warnick, Rusty Schlenk duking it out up front. Justin Chance, Mike Boris, nose to tail for that third spot. Side by side for the lead. Rusty Schlenk down to the inside, takes the advantage into turns 3 and 4. Jeff Warnick into the second spot. Justin Chance sits third, Mike Boris fourth, Colin Shipley, Braden Shields complete the field. 3-car battle for third now. Justin Chance, Mike Boris, Colin Shipley. The cross flags. Halfway home, heat race 1. Rusty Schlenk pulling away now from Jeff Warnick. Rusty Schlenk flying out front. Only battle on the speedway is for fourth. Colin Shipley, Justin Chance lean on each other in turns 1 and 2. White flag in the air for Rusty Schlenk. Out of turn 4, taking the perfect sponsored heat race win will be Rusty Schlenk. Jeff Warnick in second. Mike Boris finishes third. Colin Shipley fourth. Justin Chance and Braden Shields round out the field. Green out. Flying Ryan Markham going to lead the charge in the turns 1 and 2. 3 wide for that second spot. Dan Wallace down to the inside. They make a Devin Shields sandwich into turns 3 and 4. Devin Shields, 5-time track champion, off to a slow start here in 2024. No wins, 1 second, a third, 2 6, a fifth, and a 20th this past week. Flying Ryan Markham in charge of this one. Devin Shields in second, Dan Wallace third. J.R. Gentry, Glenn Kaufman, Austin Gibson complete the field. Ryan Markham steps over the cushion a bit in turn 2. That allows Devin Shields to close into 3 and 4 as they race to the cross flags halfway home. Heat race number 2. Cars string out down the backstretch. Just past the halfway mark this time by Ryan Markham, Devin Shields, Dan Wallace, J.R. Gentry, Clint Kaufman, and Austin Gibson. Ryan Markham has maintained a nearly 1 second lead this whole heat race as he races to the white flag. One more time down the backstretch. Checkered flag in the air for flying Ryan Markham. Devin Shields will come home second. Dan Wallace third. J.R. Gentry fourth. Clint Kaufman, Austin Gibson. So the 2 cars eligible for the redraw, finishing in that second spot will be Devin Shields, and make some noise for the winner of your Dirt Nerds podcast. Heat race number 2 out of Ashland, Ohio. Flying Ryan Markham. Green out for the final heat race of the evening on Leuna Labor's Local. Look out! Cameron Tusing going to spin in 1 and 2. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the speedway. Let's try this again out of turn 4. Green out for the final heat race. Greg Haskell, the Canadian, takes charge down the backstretch. Chase Kaufman, the rookie, in second. But here comes the one star of Kyle Moore. Finally broke into the wing column last week. Finished second to Rusty Schlenk the 2 previous weeks. He and Rusty Schlenk put on a heck of a show here for 25 laps last Friday night. Greg Haskell's been close to victory here so far this season in that 0-3 as well. Greg Haskell, Kyle Moore pulling away. Good race for the 3rd spot. The rookie Chase Kaufman and Nate Potts go nose to tail. Halfway home, your final heat race action. Kyle Moore has caught Greg Haskell down the backstretch. Impressive run for Chase Kaufman, the rookie. Here comes Kyle Moore to the inside of Greg Haskell. Slides up in front in turns 3 and 4 into the lead. Kyle Moore, the 1 star, looking as fast as he did last week out front. Greg Haskell in second. Chase Kaufman 3rd, and Nate Potts, Cameron Tusing, Doug Baird complete the field as the white flag goes in the air. Down the backstretch one final time. Taking the heat race win, eligible for the redraw will be Kyle Moore. Second going to go to Greg Haskell. Third to Chase Kaufman. Fourth, Nate Potts, Cameron Tusing, and Doug Baird both complete the field. Bit of a throwback here at the front row of this dash. Only it's the Suns now. A Kemenah and a Jacobs on the front row. Green out for the dash. Creed Kemenah takes charge into 1 and 2. Here comes Trey Jacobs on the bottom of the racetrack in that 9 car. Cap Henry falls back to 3rd. Sterling Klink from the tail on the move in the 34 machine. Creed Kemenah, Cap Henry now in that 2nd spot. And Sterling Klink around Trey Jacobs for 3rd. There's the cross flags halfway home in the first of 2 dashes. It's been all Creed Kemenah, Cap Henry, Sterling Klink, Trey Jacobs, Henry Melquit. 2 to go. He'll start on the pole of tonight's $6,000 to win 40-lap main Creed Kemenah. Cap Henry comes home 2nd. Sterling Klink, Trey Jacobs, Henry Melquit. Side by side out of turn 4, green up. Emerson Axum going to grab the lead out of turn 2. Dylan Norris back to 2nd. Look on the bottom of the racetrack, Greg Wilson. Greg Wilson into the 2nd spot. Zane DeVault gets around Dylan Norris for the third position. Norris tries to fight back to the inside in 3 and 4 as Bryce Lucius rails to top. But out front, it's all Emerson Axum. Cross flags in the air, 3 and 3 to go. Bryce Lucius takes a peek to the inside of Dylan Norris for the 4 spot. He'll take it down the backstretch. More time around for Emerson Axum to join Creed Kemenoff on the front row of tonight's feature event. He will win dash number 2. Greg Wilson will roll off 4th in tonight's feature. 6th starter will be Zane DeVault. 8th starter Bryce Lucius, and 10th starter Dylan Norris. TJ Michael, Darren Nida, gonna bring him down to the green flag. Side by side at the chalk line, on the loud pedal green out. Three wide for the third spot, but out front, slicing and dicing for the lead. TJ Michael, Darren Nida. Nate Dussel started 6th in this one. He is up to 3rd. Tyler Gunn in 4th. Casey Jettersek races his inside. 3 wide for the 3rd spot. But only the top 2 move on. Tyler Gunn now into the 4th position. Jettersek slides back to his inside. Out front, it's TJ Michael, Darren Nida. Here comes Tyler Gunn racing the inside of Nate Dussel for the 3rd spot. Danny Dietrich, Danny Sams get together in turns 1 and 2. Dietrich keeps moving. Sam stops on the speedway, yellow flag. Single file past that Ohio Truck Works restart cone. TJ Michael, good restart, pulls way down the backstretch. Danny Dietrich gonna go pit side in the 48. Comes Nate Dussel, big run to the outside of Darren Nida for that final transfer spot. Even behind the 23 of Cale Thomas from 15th up to 7th right now. Still a lot of laps to go, halfway home. Cody Brewer spins off the high side of turns 3 and 4 to bring out the caution with 6 laps in. Been all TJ Michael in this one in that Prosser Racing machine. He'll lead us down to the start finish line. Green out. Darren Nida stays with him this time as they go right down to the bottom of the racetrack. Nate Dussel going to try that high side once again. Runs in 3rd. Tyler Gunn 4th. Casey Jettersek 5th. Logan McCandless 6th. Cale Thomas in the 7th spot. Up from 15th. The 23 car on the move. Does he have enough laps to get into the top 2? Darren Nida going to take a peek to the inside of TJ Michael for the lead in 3 and 4. They go side by side. Here comes Nate Dussel. Big head of steam downhill off of 4 into the 2nd spot. Crossover move from Darren Nida though. He'll regain the 2nd spot. They're side by side, wing to wing in the 3 and 4. Tyler Gunn rails the top. He comes down the hill in turn 4. Cale Thomas 15th, the 5th. Sands of the hourglass winding out though. TJ Michael pulling away. What a battle for that final transfer spot with 2 to go. Nate Dussel, Darren Nida. Here comes Cale Thomas into the 4 spot. The white flag is in the air. Here comes Cale Thomas, 15th to 3rd. Does he have a run in him? Bobbles on the cushion at 3 and 4. Checker play, here he goes. Oh! Side by side, wheel to wheel, wing to wing, green out. Stuart Brubaker slides up in front of Connor Morrell to hold on to the lead. And Morrell crosses over. He'll take the top spot down the backstretch. Here comes Skylar G from the 6th starting spot. That 99 car up to 3rd already. Skylar G goes to the top shelf in turns 1 and 2. Tyler Street, the 4-star, also challenging Stuart Brubaker for that final transfer spot. Flying out front of this one, Connor Morrell, but the battle is for that final transfer spot. Stuart Brubaker, Skylar G. Blistering pace for Connor Morrell. His lead already over 1.5 seconds. Stuart Brubaker glued to the bottom of the racetrack in the family-owned 35. Skylar G stays right with Stuart Brubaker though. Skylar G to the top side of 1 and 2. Can he make it stick? Right to the rear bumper of Stuart Brubaker. Takes a peek to the inside. Cross flag slide job for that runner-up spot. Moves Skylar G into 2nd. Six starters, Skylar G into that final transfer spot. Stuart Brubaker runs 3rd. Tyler Street 4th. 5th to Mike Keegan. Travis Philo, Riley Goodnow, Jordan Charge, Jake Hesed, Mitch Harbaugh, your top 10. Here comes Skylar G for the lead. Skylar G, slide job in 1 and 2, your new leader. Skylar G, big right rear over the cushion in 3 and 4. He's found some moisture on the extreme high line of Attica Raceway Park. Skylar G pulling away. White flag in the air out of turn 4 for Skylar G. His lead over 3 seconds. Down the backstretch one final time, Skylar G will put it into tonight's feature event. Connor Morrell, barring any problems in 3 and 4, will come home 2nd. Stuart Brubaker 3rd. Everybody get up on your feet, the wave lap for the ground pounding, wheel hiking, UMP late models. Wave your hands, wave your hats, make some noise as they come down the front stretch. What do you say, Attica Raceway Park? Rusty Schlenk looking for his 4th win of the season. It would be the 42nd late model feature win of his career. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Attica Raceway Park, it's time to jump and jive for 25. Rusty Schlank going to take charge out of turn 2. Devin Shields looking sporty in the 51 in second. Dan Wallace, Mike Boris side by side for the third spot. Don't look now, the car on the move, the 1 star of Kyle Moore. Moore started 8th in this one. He is already up to 5th in 1 lap. Rusty Schlank continues the lead. Devin Shields, Mike Boris, Dan Wallace, and Kyle Moore. Tremendous 3-car battle for third. We're going to go 3 wide for the third spot into turns 3 and 4. And a problem in turn 1, Braden Shields. Here we go, Rusty Schlank drops the hammer in turn 4. Devin Shields stays right with him. Dan Wallace races to the inside of Mike Boris for that third spot. What a race for third. Dan Wallace in the X3 down to the inside of Mike Boris. Big run off of turn 2 for Kyle Moore. 3 wide into 3 and 4 once again for the third spot. Kyle Moore did this last week. Gets on the high side of 1 and 2 and then runs down the hill exiting turn 2 and picks off positions. 5 laps in, and he is in the third. Here comes Kyle Moore for second. Kyle Moore going to diamond off the corner in 1 and 2. Big run on Devin Shields down the backstretch. Your leader, though, has caught lap traffic. Kyle Moore down to the inside of Devin Shields takes the second spot. But 3 lap cars separate your top 2. Kyle Moore, Devin Shields door to door for the second spot. Lap cars racing side by side right in front of them. As Rusty Schlank works his way through the field, 9 laps in. Good race for the 4th spot. Mike Boris, Dan Wallace, and flying Ryan Markham. Rusty Schlank's lead this time by is 4.5 seconds. Once he's cleared the lap traffic, let's see what Kyle Moore can do. Still a long way to go in this one as lap 11 goes in the books. The lead down, he took half a second off that time by. Devin Shields continues in third. Mike Boris 4th, Ryan Markham 5th. The lead down, he took a second off in the last 2 laps. Kyle Moore is coming. Rusty Schlank has cleared some of the back markers. The lead down to 3.8 seconds. Devin Shields, no challenge for third. Mike Boris in 4th. Flying Ryan Markham, your top 5. 14 laps in this time by. The lead back to 4.3 seconds. Once Rusty Schlank got around the lap cars, but he's got another gaggle of them in front of him. 10 to go. separate your top two once again. Rusty Schlenk to the high side of 3 and 4. 16 laps in. Rusty Schlenk in heavy lap traffic. Kyle Moore still trying to get through the traffic. The lead almost 6 seconds. But the lap cars racing side by side right in front of your leader. 7 laps to go. Rusty Schlenk has lapped up to the 8th position. Five flanges go in the air, 5 laps to go. The lead almost insurmountable at 6 seconds. Look at this, what a move for Rusty Schlenk with 3 laps to go. Rusty Schlenk is lapping the 7th place car. The lead, almost 8 seconds. White flag in the air for Rusty Schlenk. Three-quarters of a lap lead to the checkered flag for Rusty Schlenk. His 4th win of the season. Kyle Moore will come home 2nd. Coming to the horse track for the 4th time this season. Make some noise for Rusty Schlenk.
Is the perfect feature winner here tonight at Attica Raceway Park. But Rusty, congratulations, my friend. How would you even put in your words the dominant performance that you put on here tonight?
Domination race cars, baby. That's what we're here for. No, it's the cars has been awesome lately, man. I love when this track gets like this. This new clay they put down is awesome, man. You can race all over it. It's glass slick, man. It's really technical. You got to drive both ends different. This place is just awesome. You can get up and rip the lip on one end, and you can be real technical around the bottom on the other, and you got to pick through lap traffic, man. Lap traffic was everywhere. So kudos to the track guys, man. It was awesome. Congrats. I think Kyle made it to 2nd, man. He's been fun to race with. I don't know how close he was to me, but Kyle's a wheel, man. I kept looking at that board, waiting for that number 1 star to pop up to 2nd. I figured it would. So good run to him, and thanks for everybody for coming out.
Well, as dominant as a win as that was, you said at lap traffic, you were really never had any free time. You were always busy trying to get through the field, but once you knew you had created that gap, did that kind of change the way you drove the race or managed those last few laps?
Yeah, I knew I could look over my shoulder, and I seen the 51 car back there, and I seen he was in 3rd, so I knew I had a little bit of a gap there. I wasn't sure how far back Kyle was, but yeah, when you know you got a big gap like that, you can pick your way through traffic a little bit more careful and not have to do anything crazy. So worked out, and we had an accident in Oakshade a couple weeks ago with a lap car, so thank God I didn't have to race that hard tonight.
Well, the first feature of the night goes to Rusty Schlenk, 25 laps, and he parks that 91 machine here in Victory Lane.
They get 4 wide to salute you, race fans. Attica Raceway Park, make some noise for Speed Week. They're going to get the 1 to go signal. 40 laps, $6,000 on the line. The Bauman Auto Group pace truck to the infield. Thank you, race fans, for coming out and supporting us tonight. We sure do appreciate you spending your hard-earned dollars right here at Attica Raceway Park. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, here at Attica Raceway Park, it's showtime! Creed Kavanaugh grabs the lead out of turn 2. Emerson Axum falls back to second. Cap Henry into third. Greg Wilson fourth. Sterling Kling, your top 5. Here comes Trey Jacobs. Zane DeVault into the top 5 now in that 4 machine. Creed Kavanaugh looking for his first career 410 win out front of this one. Emerson Axum in second. Third, Cap Henry. He's going to go to the high side. Here comes Greg Wilson on the bottom of the racetrack to challenge Henry for that 3rd spot. Zane DeVault comfortably in 5th. Battle for 6th. Trey Jacobs, Sterling Kling. Another handful of laps. Creed Kavanaugh will catch the back of the pack. And Emerson Axum starting to close. The lead that time by was almost half a second. Emerson Axum, big run into 3 and 4. Goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Slide jump for the lead in turn 4. They cross over. Wow, 3/100ths of a second to lead that time for Creed Kavanaugh. Here he comes down to the bottom again. Slider in 3 and 4 for the lead. They cross over once again. Setting it up one more time, but look at the lap traffic right ahead. This time, Kavanaugh goes down to block on the bottom. Axum rails the top, gets a big run on Creed Kavanaugh into 1 and 2. That allows Cap Henry to close. Oh, Kavanaugh off the high side of the backstretch, surrenders the lead. Crosses over though, side by side, Emerson Axum by 5/100ths of a second. Now Cap Henry right there as well. Nose to tail, throw a doily on the top 3. Lap 10 goes in the books, 1/4 of the way home. For Emerson Axum, here comes Cap Henry racing to the inside of Creed Kavanaugh for that 2nd spot. Right behind your leader, Emerson Axum. Heavy lap traffic ahead. Creed Kavanaugh. Zane DeVault, who was running in the top 5. Oh, we got a spinner. Look out. Red flag. Tim Schaefer does a 360, collects another car in turn 4 upside down. Single file past the Truck Works of Ohio restart cone, 11 laps in. Good restart for Emerson Axum. He and Creed Kemenah. Kemenah moves that big top wing all the way to the trunk of the race car. Gets a big run on the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Keeps Emerson Axum out of lap traffic as he continues to lead Creed Kemenah. Cap Henry starting to mount a challenge for the second spot. Cap Henry within 2 car lengths of Creed Kemenah. 14 laps in. Here comes Zeth Sable trying to race into the top 5. Zeth Sable started 13th in this one. 15 laps in, 25 to go. Emerson Axum pulling away. His lead was 1.2 seconds last time by. It is now 1.3 seconds. The battle is shaping up for second. Creed Kemenah and Cap Henry. Greg Wilson comfortably in that 4 spot. Now the battle for 5th. Sterling Kling in the 34 and Zeth Sable in the 29. Your leader will catch the back of the pack here in another couple of laps, and they are racing side by side, 18 in across the stripe. Zeth Sable 13th to 5th now. Emerson Axum looking smooth up against the cushion. Finally in the lap traffic at the cross flags. Emerson Axum puts TJ Michael a lap down. That battle for second still heating up. Creed Kemenah in the 15K and the 33W of Cap Henry. Here comes Creed Kemenah and Cap Henry closing in on Emerson Axum. The lead less than a second. Into second comes Cap Henry. 22 laps in this time by for Emerson Axum. Cap Henry can see your leader in the 3 and 4. 17 laps to go. Throw a blanket on the top 5 down the backstretch. Here comes Cap Henry to the bottom of the racetrack, side by side with Emerson Axum. Greg Wilson into the 3rd spot. New leader down the backstretch at Cap Henry with 15 laps to go, slicing through heavy lap traffic. Trey Jacobs into the 6th spot. Greg Wilson has caught Emerson Axum for the runner-up spot. 2 lap cars separate your leader, Cap Henry, and that battle for second. Zeth Sable to the 4th spot. Cap Henry with 13 laps to go. Cars battle for second. Greg Wilson trying to use Tim Schaefer as a pick to get to second. Here's your leader out of turn 4. Greg Wilson into second. The lead 2.7 seconds that lap by. Wilson has cleared the lap cars. Cap Henry into heavy lap traffic. 11 to go. Jacobs rallying late in this one into the top 5. 10 laps to go. Cap Henry splits the lap cars. Greg Wilson second, Emerson Axum third, Zeth Sabo fourth, Trey Jacobs fifth, sixth, Greg Kemenau seventh, Craig Mintz eighth, Caleb Henry ninth, Ricky Peterson and Zane DeVault your top 10. Zeth Sabo has caught Emerson Axum for the third position. The lead 3.3 seconds that time by. 8 laps to go. Trey Jacobs, who was running in the top 5 off the high side of 3 and 4, continues. He'll rally back now. 7 laps to go. This time across the stripe for Cap Henry in a heavy lap traffic. Greg Wilson in second. Into third, here comes Howdy, Zeth Sabo. Heavy lap traffic for Cap Henry. Zeth Sabo has caught Greg Wilson for that runner-up spot. 5 flanges go in the air, 5 laps to go for Cap Henry. The lead, almost 6 seconds for Cap Henry. Just has to be clean with the lap traffic. Not abuse the tire too much. Cap Henry has lapped up to 12th place, 3 laps to go. Craig Mintz into the top 5. Oh, Zane DeVault brings out the caution. 3 laps to go. Here we go, single file, green out. Cap Henry. Right in the middle of the racetrack. Greg Wilson on the bottom. Stays right with Henry. Here comes that Sabo racing the inside of Emerson Axum. For that third spot they almost touch. Greg Mintz starting to rally a little bit in the 09 to the outside of Zeth Sabo for 4th. White flag in the air for his 2nd win of the season, 18th of his career at Attica. We got a spinner in turn 4. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Ballman Auto Group Pace Truck ducks to the infield. Here we go. The restart, oh so important. The green and white together. Cap Henry gonna drop down off the banking in turns 3 and 4. That opens the top side for Craig Mintz. Greg Wilson, big run on the bottom of 1 and 2, but he can't stay with Cap Henry. Cap Henry out of turn 4, his 2nd win of the season to open Speed Week with a win at Attica. Make some noise for Cap Henry!
After 40 laps at Attica Raceway Park, Cap Henry climbs out of the 33W machine as the first winner in the 2024 Ohio Sprint Speed Weekend. Cap, let's go back to the beginning of the night. You said you butchered your qualifying lap. Your team gave you a hot rod to go from 8th to 1st in your heat race. You run up front all the way in the feature and ultimately find the top spot. Kind of summarize the range of emotions that the start of the night had to where you are right now in victory lane.
I wouldn't have brought it up if we didn't end up here, but I was walking out of the trailer after time trials, and I heard Mr. Positive, Zach Myers, tell me if he can only drive that good, we should probably load up and go home. And we exchanged a little bit of words after heat race, and we figured it out. And you know what? I mean, it goes out to these guys over here. These guys have never gave up. Anybody that's seen us has known this year has been a struggle for us compared to how last year went. And I am so proud of everybody involved. And people back home, Aaron, Cindy, all my guys here, Zach, Jeff, Gary, Chad, Chris, everybody that helps us, Premier Planning Services, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Ohio Logistics, Primal Tea Shop, FK Rod Ends, Griff's Racing Engines. Doug Berryman has done overtime trying to get us back fast again, and I just can't thank everybody enough for this deal.
Now, given the misfortune that you've had this year to come in to start the Ohio Sprint Speed Week and kind of wipe the slate clean, how important is it to get the win on night number 1 to set yourself up for the remainder of the 8 days? It's
huge. We've led the points before and never closed it out. So to come in here and win the first one, as bad as we've been to start the year off, it says a lot, and hopefully we can keep this going.
Cap Henry, he knows something about Attica Raceway Park, a 2-time track champion. He finds his way to victory lane in night 1 of the 2024 Ohio Sprint Speed Week. As we work our way over to our second place competitor, Greg Wilson. Greg had another strong run. We talked to him earlier tonight, and he was somebody that kind of threw everything together. You said there was a little bit of some trouble to even get here, but to put a fast hot rod out on the racetrack and to ultimately finish in the second spot. Kind of tell me how your night went and what more did you need there coming to that final restart?
Real happy with the speed we had all night. Can't thank Hercules Tire, Ohio Logistics, and DNC Hydraulics, and Kyle Heitmeyer for getting us the tow rig. Can't thank my wife and girls and Nick Doherty for crewing this thing. A lot of times it's just us four, so we got to work our tails off. So pretty proud of what we just accomplished. Congrats to Cap and his team. They've been fast here at Attica and Fremont for quite a while. So I feel like we just needed a little bit more drive, but I can't thank some of the teams that helped us out last weekend and loaded us up with some tires. And we ran some used tires all night long to save some money, and it got us a second place run. So, but I think maybe that would have helped a little bit. But he's pretty damn good here. And thanks again to all you fans coming out. We hope we see you all week long, and we can be standing on the front stretch quite a bit more.
A total team and family effort for Greg Wilson as he brings it home P2 tonight to accompany that heat win earlier in the night. And rounding out our podium this evening is Emerson Axum. And Emerson started up front and kind of traded some positions there early. But what was the difference over the second half of that race and ultimately found your way back to the third place spot?
Yeah, I think we were just too free, honestly. Once that line on top of 3 and 4 kind of fell off the ledge, and I wasn't able to build speed around there, to build grip in 1 and 2. I felt like I was just a little bit on top of the track, but overall we run third out of 50-some cars here. We weren't bad, but it can always be better, but it can also always be worse. So we're gonna go back to the trailer and try to figure out how to be better than the guys in front of us, and see if we got something for them tomorrow.